wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Good evening, world. In the 5th of March, 2025, I'm calling from the 4th of March right here in central Pennsylvania. Welcome back to the program. What a day. My goodness. Went to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, got up at 7, showered, shaved, hit the road. Yes, I do shave. Got to shave down here. Went, hit the road, did my consulting at the War College, did a live broadcast during my lunch break there, came back here. Got breaking news that, in fact, the Solidarity Movement team was still in the United States, and I met with Joel Pollack today, did a quick video, edited that, sent that one out, published that, then did another video, which will be published after this one's done. It's in hold mode. As soon as this broadcast's over, you should be at that one. And then I thought I'd get a break, but President Trump was on. I filled out my forms for my re-election as judge of elections. That has to be turned in by next week. I have to get signatures. I had to fill out half a dozen forms for that. Took care of that. Then did President Trump's broadcast, and in the midst of that was able to get a live interview with Jaco Kleinhans from Solidarity Movement. We just finished that and had a live, and then now here we are. Woo! busy 24 hours, folks. Okay, so number one, AfriForum is not trying to stop anyone from coming to the United States. That's not the conversation they're having. And I wouldn't worry about that talking to Joel Pollack, because Joel Pollack, if he becomes the ambassador, will become the ambassador likely after this program is announced and promulgated. We'll see. All right, so let me say hello to everybody. So my apologies if you got misdirected to the stream, because what happened was YouTube, and this has happened to me in the past when I had this happen, when I had to wait for something. I didn't know when Trump was going to finish, and so I couldn't get the interview with Jaco Kleinhans set, so I put it for 10:45, I think it set it for, my time. And then by the time we were able to go live, it was past that. YouTube saw that marker, and it skipped right past that to the next one. So when I started the stream for my interview with him, it didn't connect. It started the next stream, which was the sunrise, and I wasn't on there. You know, we weren't getting the data because nothing happening. So my apologies for that. So I've deleted that, and I apologize for the inconvenience. I have to remember next time, if I've got two backed up and one runs over the time limit for the other, the one that's later, I must push it to a later time so we don't have that happen. So apologies for that. That was a YouTube thing, but it's my fault. I should have known better. I'm not a rookie at this. Just rushed so many things, so much going on, really trying to get as much news. I mean, it's not often I get a scoop. I had a scoop twice today. Number one, the meeting with Joel Pollack. I'm the first one to disclose that. It was fantastic, exciting stuff. And then I'm the first one to get a live interview with someone from the movement to talk about the interview with Joel Pollack. So there you go. So that's kind of exciting for me. So I guess I got a little too excited. Yappy Brandt, Dylan Wern, welcome back to you. Angie Brandt, Ilse Hugo, Louise Rayner, Pete Decomte, Henk Duploy, Terence Leeper, Wilma Rasmus, Elmarie Meyer, Johannes Pretorius, Von Morans, welcome back. Again, that was on me. Skulk Badenhorst, Martin van der Merwe, Jan van Driel, welcome to you. Reg Dodd, Rion 332, and then we've got Rolf Korvers back. Hey, Rolf. Tunis Pretorius, and then May Common Sense Return to the World. Boy, that was inspiring. How many of you watched the Donald Trump interview? That was incredible. AfriForum is acting in a very self-interested fashion by trying to deny the opportunity to many Americans. That's a factually incorrect statement, Alexander. What's the basis for your comment? How is AfriForum working against the interest of people? How? Please explain how. What have they done? What have they done? Tell me what they did. You're just making lots of assumptions not based on fact. You have to remember, folks, that not only have I interviewed them, I've interviewed Kali Creel, I've interviewed Jaco Kleinhans, so someone from Solidarity, someone from AfriForum, and then I've also interviewed them from distance, but interviewed them in person, and I've also had lengthy conversations with all of the members of the team. What you're saying is simply not true to my knowledge. DJ Raiden, welcome to you. And Erica Holtzkamp is back. Hey, in Perth. You're back in Perth. What's going on, Erica? How's that? You doing? You visiting family there? What's going on? Okay, so where are we at? Okay, that's where I was at. Sloth Puppy is back. America with Trump is great. What a president. America is truly big. Yeah, and look at the prudish, sour, pissy, whiny behavior of the Democrats. He's got to have been left. I mean, that was an incredibly touching moment when they made the kid an honorary Secret Service agent. That is so cool. Kid survived brain cancer. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And it was really something else. Estelle Slobert, welcome to you. Tim Martens. Jan von Drill says, thanks for that info that they're not again. No, they're not. I don't know where. See, you guys, you're listening to fake news. Fake news. I asked the question directly of them in the previous interview. I said, are you trying to stop this? No, they're not. The problem is that they need to stop talking about the refugee program. And I will send advice to Jakob Kleinhans to tell them just stop talking about it, full stop. Because it doesn't matter what you say. People are going to falsely attribute things to you. You've seen in the media, News 24 and the SABC saying that AfriForum and Solidarity are against the refugee program. That's a lie. That's not happened. That's not why they're in America. Don't believe fake news. Hear what they say. If they go back on what they said in public, then I'll be the first to castigate them. I'll be the first to call them out. But I have no reason to doubt them. I've known people in both these organizations, interview them, visiting their facilities, going to the Soltech campus, going to the academia campus, going on patrols at night with this organization. By the way, I do this with lots of organizations, not just with these guys. I've done it with all kinds of groups that represent all kinds of South Africans, black and white and brown. But the point here is that I have no reason to doubt them. I'm not aware of an instance in which any of these people from these organizations have ever lied to him about anything. I mean, nobody's perfect. I'm sure people misrepresent, but the point is that I have no reason to doubt them until they give me some reason to doubt them. And so I'll take them at their word. Peter Liebenberg, don't worry about it. Chris, Trump had me. Oh, man, Trump, that was something else. And the Democrats, man. Yeah, there you go, Jan van Driel. South Africa going to Iran is high treason. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah. Almec Gerber, welcome to you. Kevin Nicklin, what's going on there, Kevin? Good morning to you. Habo, welcome to you. Rhino Petersay. Morgan van Dyke, Carlene Viola, Johan Rudolph, Colette Osthuizen, Amazing Yacht Destinations, Org Fenter, Mr. Jardin, Carrie McDougall, Sonia Borain, welcome to you. Sonia. Okay. Dan Bailey's here. I missed Dan. Hey, Dan is in from Wyoming. Good to see you there, Dan. Dan, did you watch it? Did you watch Trump? Whew, man. That was a tearjerker, man. That was a tearjerker. Oh, Peter Liebenberg, missed you there. Sorry about that. And Carrie McDougall is back again. Shawnee Rose, hey Shawnee, how are things in Minnesota? Or the leftists going nuts from the Farmer Workers Party there? Hope your day is a bit less hectic today. I don't think it will be. Wednesdays are a very busy day for me always. I have my radio program in the evening. So tomorrow with Ronaldo is going to be a challenge. I'll try to figure out how to do that with him tomorrow. But yeah, out in Pretoria. Welcome, Kobus Janssen. Okay, Niels Becker. Good morning. Okay, so Barry Sterling. I started to say Stanley Sterling. I'm not sure if this is true, but maybe we can find out. Apparently, Steve Biko Hospital security is not allowing white people in the hospital. Home Affairs has become a joke. Well, we know Home Affairs is a joke, and despite the claims of the DA minister trying to fix it, not Deion George, but Leon Schreiber. Yeah. So I don't know. About the Steve Biko Hospital. I don't know any information. Johan Rudolph, what is fake news? What is fake news? Morning, sir. I hope you're doing well. Tears flowed as I watched the little boy with cancer. Well, I think he's cured of cancer, thank goodness. Been a couple of serious ops and on the go, it says Erica. Okay, cool. Playing lots of catch up. Johan Rudolph, what's getting worse? Please inform us. It was sweet of President Trump. Yeah. Can already see that kid's showing his badge at school. Yeah, it's the new sheriff in town. Get online or get in line or I'll arrest you. Yep. Mainstream media is trying to turn us on each other. We must not give them satisfaction. Bingo! Give that lady a cigar. Spot on. Leslie Vost. Yep. Good evening, Colonel, and good morning, everyone. Heinrich Schoenfeld. Yep. Karen Jones. Welcome to you. I'm in a blizzard. Yeah, I think I saw you say that it was snowing. Was that earlier today? It was crazy. Magda Leboff, welcome to you. This is my go-to channel for news. No South African media, 99% fake. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know if it's 99%, but a lot of fake stuff there. Robert Mueller, welcome to you. Oh, gotcha, Johan. That's why I asked for clarity. South Africa's fake news. Gotcha. Karen Janssen from Rendsburg, morning to you. Dr. Clue, not even here in KZN, and they refuse us medical attention. Even Netcare do the same. Really? I thought Netcare was a private organization. They keep pushing you as a bad guy. Yep. No, I missed it. Looking. Oh man, it was freaking awesome. It was awesome. And Congressman Al Green, that racist spouting clown from Texas, got escorted out. He got up and stood and trying to get attention, and they had to get the sergeant at arms removed. The whole thing was staged. It was all set up. And then the Democrats, they just got up, and when Trump is talking about the lives of these people that were affected, they got up and left. They walked out of the room. These are evil people. Don't believe for a second a single Democrat that left that room has a heart or cares about any other human being other than their paycheck and their self-aggrandizement. These are evil, evil people. It's all for show. It's a shame. Look, I'll be the first to tell you that when Biden is up there, the Republicans don't applaud. But they don't get up and walk out of the room in mass. That's just disrespectful. And they don't interrupt when Biden's telling stories about families that were affected by things. It was disgraceful. It was disgraceful. Democratic Senate approval rating is 22%. It's that high? Congress is 13%. I'm surprised that high. So much to watch. The speech and other news. Last night was a busy night. Last night, it's still last night for me, Omaran. They knew they were wrong. You're right, Loretta, but they don't care. Marissa Bessalar, that's becoming one of my favorite usernames to see that pop up here. Francois Leroux. Good morning, fellow Neanderthals and canines. Welcome to the program. Fellow Neanderthals and canines. Thank you, Nota Beloy, for your racist-inspired rant that told us that we are subhumans. You made us feel just like the National Socialist German Workers' Party did. Yep, we know how they treated the Sinti, how they treated the Roma, how they treated the Jews, the communists, the homosexuals, all of them. Yes, the aristocrats, the clergy, everybody. And eventually there was no one left. Yep. Yeah, from Babylon Bee. He did. He took him out to a safe space. Representative Al Green was taken to a safe space. Did you see the Khoisan want to go to the White House now? Yeah, I saw that, but they want the British and the Portuguese to pay. I'm sorry, Khoisan. If you're going to ask for the British and Portuguese to pay, then you're going to have to ask for the Nguni-speaking peoples to also pay reparations. Just saying. Just saying, you know, I'm all on board with the Khoisan concerns and their claims about, you know, but there's two problems with their claims. They're not the original inhabitants of South Africa, not by a long shot. They've been there for a long time, but we have archaeological evidence that people predate them that are unrelated to them DNA-wise. Other hominids. So they're not the OGs. They are just the ones that have been there the longest, probably 50,000 years. I'll give them credit for that. That doesn't make you indigenous. That doesn't make the original. You also migrated there. So that's the first problem I have with the Khoisan argument, but it's a minor point. The second argument I have is that if you're going to complain about colonization, you're not going to mention the Nguni-speaking peoples who hit you, oppressed you, and pushed you and marginalized you 1,600 years ago, and Europeans only arrived 350 some years ago and started doing it to you. That's a very selective selection. Also, when you consider the fact that those Europeans intermixed with you, kind of like the Xhosa also did, and many of today's colors are a consequence of those liaisons, so those are your kin. Those Europeans are your kin. Maybe not directly, but your cousins, your offspring, your grandchildren are related by blood to those Europeans from the colored community. So get over yourself, and you'll get more sympathy. You've always had sympathy for me if you're Khoisan, but do not misstate the case. Do not mislead. It's all about the facts. There's no reason to confuse the argument with mistaken statements because, quite frankly, you've got a good case. So why overstate it? Why overstate your case? All right. So, note to the last interview, I like being racist, but I'm black and the white people can do nothing about it. Is that what he said, James Duvall? And that tells you everything you need to know. That tells you, just like the video I saw of the school kid who must be like 12 years old. This black girl gets up, walks up the classroom and beats the white teacher who can't even dare swing back at the child. She'll wind up in prison. This sort of behavior, who teaches children this sort of behavior? That child deserved a paddle across the backside, that ample bum that she sported walking up there. Do the Khoi have an organization like AfriForum? Well, they don't, to my knowledge, not at least one that's known. The generals are not clapping. No, the generals are not supposed to clap, Myra. That shows partisanship, unless it's something that's quite obviously neutral. But the generals are probably wetting their nappies because they're worried about whether the axe is going to fall on their neck yet. The problem, and I had this conversation today with colleagues during a break at the War College about the number of woke general officers we have. Yeah, the system and how it works. Loretta says, I've learned so much this last month. Well, Loretta, I'm glad to hear that. I am at heart a teacher. I'm a leader. I'm a teacher, and I enjoy sharing and to see people grow and learn. I really do appreciate it. That's why the clown that came on last night or whenever it was, well, oh, this guy's not the Oracle. Oh, don't trust him. Don't listen to him. Do I tell you to trust me implicitly? No. I tell you to check the receipts. Go check it. I'll tell you my sources. Yep. Now, my analysis is mine, and I'll take credit and I'll take blame where it's wrong. But so definitely need you to teach history online for South Africans, as you know more about our country than we do. Well, Jacqueline, sadly, that's true because South Africa doesn't learn history anymore. But to be fair, during the National Party era, you also got a version of history that was not complete and not entirely honest. A lot of South Africans don't know, for instance, that the Griquas and that the Basotho and many of the Tswana tribes were your allies of the Trek Boers. They're also at times your opponents. The Basotho fought 3 wars with the Trek Boers. We know this, of course. Paul Kruger led a commando against Mshweshwe and won in one of the wars. But the point here is that oftentimes they were allies, particularly against the Ndebele, who were having predation upon all of the tribes and all the groups up there. So those groups fought together and they're natural allies. So people don't know that and don't realize that and forget about it. Also, a lot of people conveniently look over the fact that while at least 30,000, I don't know the true figure, you see 16,000 to 30,000 Afrikaner women, children, and elderly died in British concentration camps. It was a horrific number given the percentage of people and the terrible things they did, just burning all the farms and destroying everything, obliterating the landscape, leaving the Boers destitute and starving and dirt poor. They weren't alone. The farm workers, those who were on the farms, who were Tswana or Basotho, and some colors are with them, they also were interned in concentration camps, and tens of thousands of them also died. It's a horrific situation, and that's a part of history often overlooked. And when you overlook that history, that shared suffering amongst farm workers, farmers, Boers, and the people who worked with them and worked for them, when you ignore that part of history, you negate the tie that binds you together, and then you wind up with antagonistic histories that are dishonest and unfair, and you get a mess. No, Johan, that history is not taught in school. It's not a history I made up, by the way. It's all available in books and research. Here you go. So, this book by Dr. John Labont, who teaches in South Africa. I've interviewed him in the past. The Boer Invasion of Zulu Kingdom, 1837-1840 is a very good book. It's not always complimentary of the Trek Boers, but it's honest. It's fair. This is just one example. There are other books, many of them out there that cover these topics, but this is just one of them. So I've been trying to reach Dr. John Labont. If anybody has his contact information, because I used to have his email, but he's no longer affiliated with the university in Canada where I got it from, and I didn't get a mobile number for him. And I'd like to interview him again because I read a subsequent book of his. This one was fantastic, but I read another one. I really enjoyed this book, as you can see, because I highlight the things that are of interest to me. So you can see this book is full of highlights. See, look at that. Everywhere you go, highlights. Yeah, that's all the worthy stuff too. Anyway, so yeah, really good book. Fantastic. Dr. John Labont. And you have other historians, black, white, and brown in South Africa, and those outside South Africa who've written fantastic and definitive histories of South Africa. He is a subject matter expert on the Zulu in particular. What else? Must say that I find your program to be the most informative, objective out there of all the Southern YouTube channels. Thank you very much, Busveld Bot. I appreciate that. And that's probably why I've been attacked, because my credibility is good, and people try to find ways to impeach that, and it doesn't work. I'll post a link where Solidarity mentioned it. Mentioned what? Oh, you're telling the alt-tap or something. You won't be able to walk on a train track. Spot on. I get very upset that white people are not more aware of brown people who fought with the Boers. Yeah. No, Sandra. No, absolutely. Absolutely. No, and I talk about this all the time. I mean, look, why would you deny that? I mean, unless you have a racial agenda, why would you exclude those who are part of your history? This is why animosity between coloreds and whites is stupid. It really is stupid on so many levels. These are communities where people speak Afrikaans, not exclusive, but by and large, they speak Afrikaans. Many are Dutch Calvinists. You have a shared history, and many of you have the same DNA, not the same proportions, but the same DNA coursing through your chromosomes. Anyway, just saying. Tucker Carlson, Ernst interview how the ANC changed Kingsway Road to Andrew Zondo. Zondo, oh yeah, killed people, and now they must see his name as a hero. Yeah, exactly. Credible source then, but in fairness, I'll just conjecture and speculation. Okay, what's Willie Smith talking about that keeps getting discussed here? I'm going to go back and see if I can't find it. Prepare for disappointment regarding refugee program resettlement initiative for trauma victims might be more accurate. Okay. So what are you, a troll, Willie Smith? What exactly are you up to tonight? So, all right. I'll give you some rope to hang yourself. No, I know what. No, look. What he's going to show is this. He's going to show you the link from Jaco Kleinhans, and Jaco Kleinhans is not the authority. That's the guy I just interviewed. He's not the authority when it comes to a refugee program in U.S. refugee law. So I will show you what you're talking about. You can't put a link in here because YouTube won't let you do that. So I will go ahead and find what you're talking about. You can tell me if this isn't what it is, but let me find. Hang on a second there. Cake net. That's last night. Let me find this here. Okay. Where is it at? Come on. I'm looking for it here. Give me a second, because I know what you're talking about. I saw this, and it doesn't say what you're claiming. Come on. Where the hell's it at? He's publishing a lot. I can't find it now. It's so far down here. I'm so sorry. I thought they'd be able to find us. But he's been publishing a lot. I should have made a screen capture or mark of it, but I'm not finding it now. Anyway, what he did say is I said it's unfortunate. He shouldn't have said that. And I'll tell him privately that, stop talking about the refugee program because you're not experts in it. They give the impression they have some sort of inside information, and they do not. They do not. So, okay. Well, I can't find it now. This is crazy. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that. So, but yeah, I got you, Willie. So, Solidarity did mention, at least Jaco Kleinhans said something about the program is likely to be constrained or restricted. Is that what you're referring to? Relaxing, positive energy. Welcome to you. Very, very relaxing. Thank you for that. I'm chilling now. Children are not learning the history of South Africa according to the history books as South Africa started Nelson Mandela. Unfortunately, that's not true. Tucker Carlson, I saw part of that 41 minutes now. Hey, there's Mike. The D's buried themselves tonight in full view. How can the constituents in Pennsylvania sit in their homes watching that and not be disgusted? No, I don't know. I don't know how anybody can watch that and not be vomit-inducingly irritated at the Democrats for what they did tonight. I mean, booing when Trump was mentioning these people because they conflicted with their worldview. Shocking. But I love how Trump just nailed the Democrats. Pocahontas, when she opened her mouth and interrupted his speech, she got what she deserved. But of course, they'll say bad things about Trump. But you know what? Trump is transparent. He's been transparent, and people are seeing it. By the way, the letter came in, and the rumor we heard about the letter apparently was true. Or the administration's faking a letter from Zelensky. Yep. Muriel Hayes, welcome back to you. When I talk to young black people, I cannot believe how our history started. They don't learn about depression and Mandela. It's very sad. Yeah, well, that's one reason why there's so much hate filled Heinrich Schoenfeld. And you get these idiots who are, university students who come on here, black supremacists. I mean, and they just do not get the irony of being a black supremacist. You're angry about white supremacy, which virtually non-existent in South Africa now. There are some people like that, but almost none. But it did exist 35 years ago, 40 years ago. But that was evil. But black supremacy isn't. No, it's actually worse. When you're 80% of the population, you oppress 7% of the population, and you have all the means of force and authority, the means of coercion with the government, with the law, with arms. That's not a good thing. It's a crazy thing for 10% of the population to oppress 80%, but it's a unbelievably horrible thing for a majority to oppress a minority. That's how minorities get wiped out all over the world. Here in Potchefstroom, we still have some memorials for the Boer War. Yeah. Do you expect any less from Marxists? No, I don't, Holden. I don't. Trump was freaking awesome. Did you see his glances? Yeah, he was brilliant. Yeah, no, Culinary Pirates, he was brilliant. Thanks for watching the show with me. Is it just me? Is it becoming more and more eager to get out of here? Makes me sad to see how everything has gone to crap. Yeah, well, it makes me sad too. It's awesome meeting between Ernst and Tucker. Yeah, I thought so, what I saw of it. So we should just discard history? What history are you discarding, Solomon? What history are you discarding? Why in the world would you discard history? What are you talking about? Anthony Funsville, welcome to you. Amelia, 2556. Heinrich Schönefeld agrees 100%. Morning, people, says Philip Engelbrecht. Democrats behaving like, yeah, they were. They were behaving like the FF. Well, at least they didn't throw any smoke grenades like they did in the Serbian parliament. Put a woman in and she had a stroke. One of the parliamentarians had a stroke there. She had to go to the hospital. Yeah, they were behaving like children. Angry, naughty children. That's what they're behaving like. Yep. All right, common sense went out the back door with the current. Yeah. These guys are just, they're a disgrace to the liberation movement. Solomon, I've asked you, please respond. Maybe you were typing when I asked, what inaccuracies are you talking about? What are you talking about? Please share what inaccuracies. And you say you want to go back as far as you can. Well, archaeologically, we can go back a few thousands of years. DNA-wise, we can go back hundreds of thousands of years. Cave paintings, we can go back 50,000 years roughly. Stone tools, we can date back 100,000 years or so. Middens in submerged caves on the south coast of South Africa, or those that are onshore that are exposed. We can find middens that take us back to the time when the human population was at a bottleneck so narrow that maybe only a few hundred Homo sapiens survived on this planet in South Africa, nowhere else on the planet. That's all conjecture, but it's based on good scientific evidence. So how far do you want to go back? Military bases discarding historical namesakes, for instance. What about it? Americans talking about resettlement for victims based on violent crimes. Hope he's wrong. I want to go. Really, you're okay. I saw the tweet. Now I know it's exactly what you're talking about. It's a tweet that Jaco Klein has, and I brought it on the screen. I don't have it now. I don't know if I did a screen capture. My apologies. I'll look for it later on. No, you're inferring. You're incorrectly analyzing that. I read it, and what they did say, which is unfortunate, is that it's likely that it'll be narrowly defined. Well. It has not been narrowly defined. It's been a very broad base that it's been set for. It's a question of the policy. They don't have the inside track of this. They're not writing this program. Maybe they think they have some inside information. But let's wait and see. And they're not speaking against the program. They, unfortunately, are sharing with you what they think is the case. And you shouldn't share what you think when you don't have the experience of having worked in that field, unless someone told you. And if someone told them, then they should tell us that someone told them that. So that's their analysis. I'm telling you their analysis is invalid based on the executive order. Unless Trump refines the executive order or restricts it or rescinds it, their analysis is wrong. And I will tell Yaku that. History's long been discarded for South Africa for a long time. Okay. Was saying it's also not well known that it was the British colonies that was doing the farm burning and killing lots of Australians and New Zealand Canadians. No, you're right, Solomon. Well, I mean, we all know about Breaker Morant, right? And Breaker Morant were Australians who came there and murdered Boers. They murdered Boer prisoners of war. Breaker Morant. I know it was New Zealanders and Canadians and Australians, not just Brits. Well aware of that. Now, the Anglo-Boer War was almost all Brits, Welsh, and Englishmen. Lots of people are going to Gitmo. Yes. Yes, culinary pirates, you are correct. All right. Thank you, Solomon Crocodile, for explaining what you're getting at. I'm not sure there's why you guys are having a tiff, but there's no need for it. Luke Out says, ordinary. Oh, yes. Also ordinary. We should aspire to be ordinary. South Africans must be ordinary. You see, white people are angry because they're not special. They're just ordinary. Mondesela. That's what she said. Tule Mondesela said, no, white people are just ordinary. They should not aspire to be Olympic champions, entrepreneurs who build companies like PayPal, Tesla, or Richemont Holdings. That's beyond their capacity. They're just ordinary people. They should never do anything extraordinary. Yes, ordinary people. We are different people with different needs. Why should it be that you and I should be, what's it, so different? So, anyway, Depeche Mode, I think this. Don't understand. Anyway, yep. What is that Depeche Mode song? Why should it be that you and I should, anyway, Depeche Mode. People are people, so why should it be that you and I should get along so awfully? That's what it is. It's just coming to me now. Depeche Mode. People are people. Yeah. By the way, all those copyright things did show up last night. I had to turn those things down, man. Had to turn them down. So, yeah, let's see if this is it. Oh, I've got it on mute. That's not right. That's a mix. Will that even show up? There it is. It's 2018. They posted it. Why is it taking me that? I don't want to mix. I just want there's the 12-inch version. Oh, why? Give me the standard version, man. I don't want this 12-inch version crap. Good Lord. People are people, so why should it be you and I should get along so awfully? There it is. I don't understand how a man hates another man. 1984. All right, so anyway. It's a long time ago. Can't believe how many stupid questions you get and repeating things because people are not daily followers of this show. Yeah, well, like I said, people are going to come, they're going to leave. That's their prerogative. I can't do anything about that. Oh, Solomon Crockle, that's your point. They have no records of the atrocities they committed and they take the high ground. Well, I understand your point there. I got it. Hey, Brahm, how you doing there? The refugee status be provided this year. Is that a smart-ass comment, a question, Johan van Rooyen, or a serious question? Yeah, that's Depeche Mode. Yeah, Depeche Mode, man. Long time ago. That's not the proper version. Why can't I get those weird versions of it? Anyway, enough of that. Oh, what else here? It's already on a roll. Yeah, this is not the same Trump, man. This is not your dad. This is not your father's Oldsmobile. This is different. According to some people, we are cavemen, dog. Yes, no, Neanderthals. Neanderthals weren't necessarily cavemen. 3D Vision, welcome. People are people. That was a great song, man. Naomi Fenton, good morning. What are your thoughts on the Hilton College land claim? I have not had time to research it. It was mentioned to me earlier today. As I understand it, the court case or the land claim was thrown out by the court, and to me that's illegitimate. That is a clear violation of the intent of the CODESA summit and of the land claim program. And so I'd have to see what the deal is. It sounds to me like the courts are overstepping their bounds, but I have to look at it. Oh, Larissa loves Depeche Mode, yeah. Great 80s vibe. There you go. We had a lot of 80s last night. It's not the weekend. Okay, thank you, Johan. Do Neanderthals predate Homo sapiens? If that's the case, then we are the true indigenous people. I don't think so. Homo sapiens are what? If you believe evolution, 180, 200,000 years, something like that. And Neanderthals were around for, I think, 300,000 years or something like that. So I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at it. All I know is it's pretty cool stuff to study. South Africa's liberal constitution is at odds with reality, where policies like black. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly that violates the Constitution. But we have constitutional violations. Abortion was a constitutional violation. The laws not specifically enumerated to the federal government revert to the states and/or the people, respectively. The 10th Amendment to the Constitution in the Bill of Rights. It's the last amendment in the Bill of Rights. The 10th Amendment. That's the 15th. Let's get to the 10th. And there you go. The 10th Amendment. The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution or prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. Abortion is not in the Constitution. Therefore, it was a state decision or a people's decision with a referendum. For 50 plus years, over 50 million Americans were murdered, killed in the womb as a consequence of abortion. And I say murder because it was a violation of the Constitution. It's a violation of our basic law. If the Constitution allowed for abortion, that'd be a different story. But it didn't. And the federal government just wrote law whole cloth out of thin air under the Warren Burger Court, which was an activist court of leftist wackadoodles who killed millions of Americans through their actions. And people demonstrate and scream up and down that they have, reproductive rights. That's not reproductive. That's termination of life. That's not reproductive right. Your reproductive rights are to not have sex, to use proper birth control, or just abstain. That's your rights. Yeah, there you go. If your life is in jeopardy, then an abortion is something that's called for. But these people are just demonic. Okay. What do you think of this claim? Elon Musk in panic as Burkina Faso's body launched Africa's first electric car. What? Burkina Faso can't provide for public safety, let alone launch an electric car. Zimbabwe can't provide electricity and food. If it wasn't for Americans feeding Zimbabweans, we would have had millions of them starve to death, at least 3 different episodes of starvation in the past 20 years, one of which I helped divert. Yep. Kept 640,000 black Africans from starving to death because of my intelligence report that went to the president, and he took action. Christian Ludovic, good morning. Had an epiphany this morning, just doing a sense check. This whole treason thing, can you call it treason if it's true? No, you can't. And also, they didn't violate the law. I read the elements of the law, folks. There's nothing that they did that violates the elements of the law. That's the bottom line here. That's the bottom line. So let me get to that very quickly here. What's going on here? So, okay. Come on. Here we go. Where are the elements of the law? Oh, did I put it in a folder? Yeah, I think I put it in a folder. Hang on. I do that sometimes. No, where the hell's it at? Oh, come on. Oh, where the heck's it at? I know because I showed it in my video last night. So where is it at? This is odd. Oh, I know one way I can find it real quick. Hey, man, let me do this real quick. Let's open up the browser or the PowerPoint. That's where it's at. And get the most recent one I've been working on. That's where it's going to be. So, thumbnails. Okay. There it is. Okay, that's what it looks like. So, okay. There it is. I just didn't see it properly. Okay, now I can see it. Okay, so here's the problem with claiming it's treason. These are the elements for treason, and they're not met. You have to have the elements of the crime. There are no elements of the crime that are met here. So this is what treason is defined as in South African law. Any conduct unlawfully committed by a person owing allegiance to a state with the intention of the state of South Africa. The intention of overthrowing the government. They made no intention of overthrowing the government. They made no such statement. Of coercing the government by violence into any action or inaction. They didn't do that. They didn't commit any terrorism like the ANC did. Of violating, threatening, or endangering the existence, independence, or security of the Republic. Nothing they said or did violates. In fact, it's quite the opposite. They tried to save the Republic. They didn't change the constitutional structure of the Republic either. So there is no treason here. There are no elements of the crime that are met. No elements of the crime that are met. Well, Holden, you're upset there's a statue of Vladimir Lenin in Seattle. Well, there's a statue of Joseph Stalin in Manhattan. Did you know that? Yep, in the southern part of Manhattan. Been there, seen it. Yep, in a park. Stupid. But free speech. Ramaphosa thinks President Putin. Yeah, I think Ramaphosa is going to find himself very quickly isolated. That's why they're going to Iran. Love what Trump said about shipbuilding, although I'm leisure boating. I hope that we'll try and focus this as well. South Africa have one of the 3 biggest catamaran producers. Well, it used to be your United States, but we've been out of that business for a while. Africa's electric car made from stolen pick and pay trolleys. Mr. Jardin is an Afrikaans-speaking South African. My vant is only categorized as such because of actions. South Africa had their own electric car about 15 years ago. Well, America had electric cars over a century ago. That's the first cars we had were electric. Shark expert. Okay. We have more of them here without us feeding. Okay. All I know about my ancestors is that I come from Abraham's bloodline. Okay. We build boats? Yeah, South Africa does build boats. You've built some basically Coast Guard cutters a few years back. I covered that when I was working in the intelligence community. Yep. JJ Bernard, nice when you keep me company whilst I'm doing some ads for my business. Well, I'm glad I keep company. My video last night says removed by creator. You're talking about the Sunrise Edition. Yeah. No, the one from last night isn't removed. No, it was the one I did a little while ago. Because YouTube started the wrong video. I was supposed to do the interview with Jaco Kleinhans, and because we missed the start time because Trump kept talking, I went to start it. I picked the correct program in here in my broadcasting software, but it went to YouTube, and YouTube goes to the next one on the calendar and time and date. So now I missed it, so it skipped right over it and went to the sunrise. Well, I was never connected to sunrise. My software said it was connected. So the software is connected to a non-existent stream. So I had to cancel the stream. Then I had to go in and cancel the blank stream for sunrise and delete it. So that was removed by me. That is correct. I did remove it because there's nothing there. It was a minute 14 seconds. It started by mistake. Then I had to recreate a new stream, which is what this one is. I already apologized for this at the beginning of this broadcast. So you must have tuned in late. So Jan Jordan, there's nothing. You didn't miss anything. And it wasn't last night. It was like half an hour ago. Okay. Hi, Chris. There are Zimbabwe. What are Zimbabwe, Carl? Can you explain what with regard to executive orders? Oh, okay. So, Willie, the thing about an executive order is it is an authority the president has over the executive branch. Now, how does that translate? Well, the president can establish what you have to do to qualify for a security clearance to have access to classified information in the executive branch. And there is an executive order written by Ronald Reagan, 1222333 or something like that, which has been around since like 1983. It's still in effect, 40 years ago. Over 40 years ago. And then, so the federal workforce works for the president. Anything that affects the federal workforce, the military, civilians, all of that, any federal agencies, the FBI, the IRS, the Federal Aviation Administration, FEMA, all that can be executive orders. But legally, executive order only has authority over things the president has control of. Normally, it's the executive branch. There are exceptions when it comes to national security because that's in the clear responsibility of the president. The president is the commander-in-chief of the military, as defined by the Constitution, and so the commander-in-chief is responsible for national security. So Barack Obama used an executive order to stop the Keystone XL pipeline. In theory, he has no authority to do that. That's interstate commerce, and he can't regulate that. Only Congress can regulate interstate commerce according to the Constitution, and he signs the law. So what happens here is that Obama got away with it because he made the argument, legitimate but thin, very thin, that because the pipeline came from a foreign country, it crossed the international border to come into America. Therefore, he had authority to review and approve or disapprove the pipeline because it could be a national security threat. Okay, the pipeline was coming from Canada. Not Canada today, Justin Trudeau, but Canada, 15 years ago. So he then, when he ordered a study by the State Department, which is domestic, but because it's a border, the State Department got involved, but they work for him rather than an independent agency. They determined that there was no concerns for national security, told Obama that, and then he simply refused to lift his executive order, which no longer had legal veracity, but they got away with it. So executive orders, so for instance, Trump signs an executive order saying there's no more woke DAI. The only authority he has is over federal agencies, federal employees, federal institutions, and anyone that gets federal funding, which is a lot of organizations. So many schools around the country get federal funding. So if they don't stop DEI, then the funding is pulled because he has purview of that money. They're not following his order. We can pull it. But normally the president can't just do things, in society. So if Trump issued an executive order tomorrow saying that all devastatingly handsome, tall, good-looking white guys have to shave their beards off, can't make me shave my beard. He has no authority over me. Unless he orders me back to active duty, then he can make me shave my beard off. But as a citizen, he has no authority over me. Now, if I work for the federal government, say at the War College, and he implemented a policy saying that no one can have beards because they're health hazards, well, then I'd have to shave my beard. He has the authority to do that. Does that help? I know it sounds a little complicated. But basically, the president's executive orders only apply to the executive branch, which is the bureaucracy and the agencies in the military. However, when it affects something he has authority over, like trade, international commerce, treaties, and also national security, then he can do an executive order. Who is going to Iran? Muriel, the Iranians met with the ANC's Deputy Secretary General. Can we say that the refugee status will be a long process? No, we can't, Johan, because we have no indication of that. What is your basis for making that claim or asking that question? We have no indication of that. It's been 1 month. Friday. 1 month Friday. There are white Zimbabweans who want to leave Zimbabwe because economic system, those land grabs, there's no state pension, there's no way they can be included. Is there no way to be included? Well, Carl, not unless Trump decides to include them, but there's almost none left. There's like 20,000 white Zimbabweans left. Cheryl Potkeeter, hello to you. Morning, Colonel. I heard somewhere that Trump pulled out Ukraine and is now making buddies with Russia, which could lead to making friends with ANC. Okay, I don't know how to answer that question because it doesn't make any sense. Pulled out Ukraine. What do you mean pulled out Ukraine? Pulled out of Ukraine? We're not in Ukraine. Making buddies with Russia. Not making buddies with Russia. He's trying to get them to negotiate. And it could lead to making friends with ANC. Seriously doubt that. Is that somebody's conclusion? John Jordan says, yes, Colonel. Okay. You are appreciated, says Home Office. You gave us insight into the American perspective. Listen, Home Office, a lot of people are angry with you. They've been trying to get their passports, and you are slow. Some of your officers are fast, but some of them very slow. Just saying. Can't wear face coverings without getting claustrophobic. I can't wear them without breaking out. Maybe we can add a renovated SS building, United States. SS United States line. Oh, yeah, well, they just took that and sunk it for reef. It ought to be sinking in a couple days. It is the abhorrent side. It's also I saw that removed video message this morning, too. $100 billion investment by... Yeah, no, guys, I don't know. It's... The video is 1 minute long. And rather than people go on there and send me messages, hey, your video's gone. What's going on? And I don't have time to deal with all that stuff. Again, I'm busy enough, so I just removed it. Do I ever sleep? Sleeping's for wussies. $100 billion investment. Trump's tariffs are creating American jobs and expanding the tax base. Let's hope so. Albert Lamas, Jacob's individuals may have been several cases made themselves guilty. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And Tony was 41 years old. Okay. Sedgefield is here. What a nice interview. Yeah, I saw 41 minutes of it. With South Africa lacks and Hawks proved it. True separation of powers like the U.S. has. Yep. Wind Pump 85. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for your channel. I saw Greta Montasha saying there's an attack on the country and calling for mobilization against right-wing movements. Well, Greta Montasha is the person who is stoking racial hatred and inciting violence, and that's a crime in South Africa. So maybe you should stop. As long as YouTube... No, it was me. I took it down, Abe. I took it down. How many refugees will be taken to the States? Johan, you're asking questions no one has an answer to. I've answered this question many times. In a typical year, the United States takes anywhere from 30 to 150,000 refugees. However, Joe Biden's cock-up in 2021 led us to take in over 160,000 largely unvetted Afghans in just a few days. Like 3 weeks. 162,000 Afghans, 138,000 which had no business being in this country. Yep. So this country has amazing absorptive capacity. We spend $3 billion a year settling refugees in this country. So, yeah, where did you hear that at Wind Pump? They were talking about Trump and Benoni this morning. What is the name of that group? Gosh bless it. Cannot remember. Oh, now I know how to download videos from frickin' Facebook. I didn't know how to do it before. Now I do it, and I can't remember the damn group. Somebody mentioned me in Benoni today. Let me see. Let me see if I can do a search in the Omicron. Actors, Cape Town, COVID, Omicron. Oh, actors, comedy actors. That was the funniest thing ever, man. I'm not finding it. That's really driving me nuts. It's on Facebook. Anyway, I can't find it. It's not that important. What is Pennsylvania like to live? I'm looking for an off-grid, small farming community, preferably forested and beautiful. You can find that here, Americanas. You can find that in Pennsylvania. How tender magnet handed 350 million police steal to placeholder for Medicare. Culinary Pirates, Sloth Puppy. They're talking about Trump and Benoni this morning. I already saw that. Okay. Welcome, AJ Quinn. Carlos Putter, welcome to you. You can sleep as much as you want when you're dead. Exactly. Life is for the living. There's a lot of videos popping up on Trump and Russia and YouTube. It's all speculation, but some people believe it. Yeah, Bram. Yeah, I'm sure. Well, people believe anything. So, I mean, you can't stop stupidity. After all the current racist affairs in South Africa, Irania has received an outstanding amount of new people moving here in the last month. Seems like Irania will double in size this year. Wow. It's so funny here in Jersey. The only areas that are getting repairs are the G20 route. Congress will make America great again, says Johan. And okay. Okay. Naomi says that was a classic move by government. Quite the joke. Why do they not allow their delegates to have a true state of what South Africa live with? What did Chronic say? I didn't see that. Yeah, Solomon, they have something called the Aura. It's just coupons. It's not a currency. They're just coupons. You can't have their own currency. That's illegal in South Africa. So they've created a coupon scheme. So you just use coupons to barter with coupons. But they're backed by Rand. So, yeah. Does Pennsylvania have bad bugs like Florida's? No. What? We don't have anywhere near the sort of infestations of bugs you have in Florida. If you just go across the road, you'll see massive squatter camps. Okay, Erica, how's it going there? Erica Strauss. Cardin Bops is back. Welcome to you. 205 likes. What's going on here? People being lazy tonight. Hit that like button, man. No super chats. Only 200 likes. This is my third broadcast of the night, and I prepared 3 videos today, and I went to bed 3 o'clock last night, and I worked all day, and I slept all night. I put don't girly. Sorry, that's Monty Python. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Work all night and I sleep all day. Honest question: biltong or jerky? Answered it many, many times. Biltong, but I prefer these days Droivos over biltong. Previous refugee programs issues snapped arrivals. Can you please explain how they work? Sure, Americanas. I can explain exactly, and I'll tell you how. I'll tell you exactly how. Give me a second here, and I'll tell you exactly how. Okay. Shareable link. And there you go. There's the link. Go watch the video. I'm tired of giving away free video views. You want to know about financial resources? You got to go watch the video. Open up a new tab and watch it. Would love to super chat, but I'm saving. No. You don't super chat if you can't afford it. And thank you, Tian folks. I'm sorry that alert box is off because I had the interview. Thank you for the super chat, Tian folks. Appreciate that. 10 Rand. That's something. Would love to super chat. Okay, but no. Johan Rudolph. News about Trump, Zelensky, and the relationship between the U.S. and Russia is being exploited in fake news. It's being exploited in the U.S. news here. It's all BS. There's no. I mean, I love Trump's answer. You know, he's like, you know, I'm not in league with Putin. I'm not in league with Zelensky. I'm not in league with anybody. I'm here for the American people. Tried spamming the like for you only one time. Is Utah that great? I think it is, Johan. I don't live in Utah, but I've been there many times. I love it. I just think there's too many damn people now. Can I describe H.R. McMaster? Yeah, a guy who rose to the top, who wrote basically a thesis when he was at Leavenworth and became very famous. As he got older, he believed in his own press, and he's a smart guy. But I'll leave it there. At least the crime here for now is not as bad as other parts of Weather's the Killer. There's a big super chat from Jan Jordan. 350 Rand. Thank you. Wow. I wasn't trolling for money, but cool beans. Here we go for all your late work. You're very welcome, Jan Jordan. At least the crime here for now is not as bad. Where is here? Curiosity Nuggets. Remember Trump's last term? I want people to stop dying. Most amazing thing I ever heard a president say. Well, he said that tonight, too. With regards to Ukraine and Russia, I want people to stop dying. Pennsylvania is the shoulders of the United States. New England's the neck up, and the rest of the body states follow, says Mike. Okay? And he would know. He lives in Pennsylvania. Just wonder who's going to be president after Trump because the next person is going to break down again what he did. No. First off, it took 50 years to build USAID into what it is. It will take years to rebuild if someone tries it. The people removed who are dead, who are getting Social Security, those people we round up and criminalize. Yeah, no, it's not as simple as you think it is. That's why the left is losing their mind, because they've lost so much with this. Fiona, thank you again for that super chat, 50 Rand. Good morning to you. Thoughts on the idea of issuing letters of marque to PMCs to combat the cartels? Ooh, private military contracting services. That's like piracy, man. It's that's risky. That's risky. But I prefer that over soldiers getting involved. Orania. Okay, what about a curiosity nuggets? Oh, that's what you're talking about. Brahma's got to go to work. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Gentle Rev Carnivore. What a speech. Yeah, it was incredible. Those Democrats were pathetic. You need someone that has a Ned bank account to pay from, make an appointment through the home. Oh, you're trying to get the Home Affairs. Marlies Vala, welcome to you. Peter Liebenberg. Chris, will we have enough time to start possessions to make use of the, once it's been out, put a table, or will there be a very small window? It's not something I can answer, Peter. It's not something I can answer. Again, normally refugees are people who are legally outside their country, fleeing a conflict zone and living in a camp registered with the United Nations High Commissioner for Relief, or refugees. That's not the exclusive fashion, but that's the most frequent. So this in-country refugee status is rare, but not unprecedented. Cuba, Bosnia-Herzegovina. And so I don't know what the timeline will be. No one knows. And anyone tells you they do know, they're full of it. All we have are guidelines and what we've seen in the past. But again, very few people are liquidating their holdings or moving from a country that's not at war. They're sitting in another country, because you're legally not a refugee inside South Africa if you're South African. You're not. You can be an internally displaced person, but you can't be a refugee legally. All right, Mike, have a good night. Johan says, I wish people could send me free money. Free money? You talking about the super chats? It ain't free money, man. It ain't free money. You know what I make per hour for consulting? Troy Stolk, thank you, the $5. My new follower fee. Well, thank you for becoming a follower, Troy. Appreciate that an awful lot. Like your avatar. I'm trying to figure out what the heck it is. And thank you for it. I saw a shocking video on X of leftists being interviewed on the news. Like they're all reading from a script word for word. Yeah, no, you watch that with the television programs. All they say the exact words, exact same sound bites. They're just automatons. They're useless. What if I want to just move to America the normal way? What could be my best bet? I don't have tertiary education, but I've managed to start my own business. Well, you can take the golden passport. If you got $5 million to invest to meet all the requirements, then Trump will let you come here. That's the easy way, but you're going to have $5 million. It's 100 billion Rand. Nothing to sell. My ex-wife, her lawyer, have already expropriated all my belongings. I don't mean to laugh at your situation, but it was funny the way he said it. Johan Rudolph says, Colonel works hard. I do work hard. Doing a lot for us. We owe him a big one. You guys don't owe me anything. I'm very grateful for your patronage, for your viewership, for your likes, for your comments, for spreading the word about my channel, because we're really running into that buzzsaw once again. It's like freaking, Elon Musk with a chainsaw. So we had a big head of steam and we ran right into it, just cutting us off. YouTube has really put the kibosh on things here. Or I'm just not getting it right for the algorithm, which is possible too, but it seems odd given how many views I'm getting on it. I know that they put the kibosh because so few people who are new viewers are showing up. So audience, let me find this really quickly. So here you go. I showed you this guys before. So let me jump up here. Okay, so here's the chart. I'm going to show you how this looks. So this is how I know whether the channel is healthy or not. So the purple are returning viewers, okay? And the blue are new viewers. So the best I've done is 45,000 new viewers, and I gained a lot of 2,000 subscribers that day. I got 2 out of 45. That's pretty darn good odds, but 56,000 returning subscribers, okay? Which meant some people watch the videos more than once because I don't have 72,000 viewers. But look at this. Most of these are 5,000 or less. There's 18,000, then 8, 6, 7, 17 is the best day I've had in like 3 weeks. 5,000. When you have 5,000, getting someone new is going to be tough. So that's what's going on there. And then if I look at my audience, this is a good statistic here, though. 51% are not subscribed. That's good. That's pretty good. That means I get a 50-50 chance. So every time someone watches one of the videos, there's a 50% chance that that person is not a subscriber, which means I have a chance to catch them as a subscriber, which I just got for someone here. Just gave me $5. Thank you for that. Gerardo Steenkamp. Okay. Morning, guys. How are you doing, Colonel? Erica, I'm fine. You were here earlier, weren't you? Erica Strauss, and then your chat disappeared. Zelvan De Beer, I want to say thank you for the truth you speak. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. When we evacuate people, they're refugees. If people come to us to be evacuated, they're evacuees. Full Metal Jacket. Troy, thank you very much for the $5. Yeah, I had to watch it, some of the speech. I'm back. We'll catch up. Okay, cool. There are a number of other visas available. Business visas if you employ Americans, or try the H-2A visa. Well, that's just a short-term migration visa for temporary work. H-1B visa, but 70% of those go to Indian nationals from the subcontinent, so your chance of getting are diminished. There are other ways to come in the country, but the easiest way to come in is as a refugee. That's the easiest standard to meet. Anyway, 44% of the people who watch this program are watching it on a mobile phone. That's the biggest source of my views. So I don't diss mobile phones. Television, 32%. That's actually higher than I expected. Only 19% are using computers. That's crazy. 19%. Yep. And yeah, 83% currently from South Africa. So that's been consistent since you all streamed over here recently. Yeah, the Colonel's the American version of Note for Note. I try. Well, we're creeping up slowly. The gaining subscribers it was sweet for a while there, but it's really slowed down for the last 2 weeks. I was worried we weren't going to get to 50,000. So I'll show you here. Let me go back 90 days, and you guys will be able to see this. Last 90 days for subscribers, okay? So I'll show you this. A little hard to see, but if you come down here to January, go to December 31st, at 20,398 on December 31st. And now here we are in March, and I'm at 52,700. So that's 32,700, and we just add another subscriber. 32,700 additional subscribers, which is more than double the size of the channel. But it didn't take off until right here. Right, that's when it started taking off. January 23rd, right around when Trump became president, started getting more views. And then it spiked right here on the 29th of January. So basically it's February. All this growth is in February. So from 22 to 52,000, 30,000 subscribers in February. But look at this, 29, 30, 32, 34, 36, going up by 2,000 every day, 37. And then we get up here and we plateau and we get to 50,000. So we hit 50,000 on February 26th, and now we have only gained 2,400 in the ensuing, well, almost 2 weeks, yeah. So anyway, but that's just kind of how it goes. Gifted memberships. Amazing Yachts Destinations gave up 10 memberships. Thank you for that. And I'm sure the people that are receiving it are grateful for it. We had our first members event in a long time on Sunday, and I talked about my history, a little bit about me. Size of medium-sized village. It is, it's fascinating. So yeah, it is. Thank you for that. So cool beans. Yeah. So another thing is we're consistently getting 80,000 or more views per day, which is really good. Muriel had a very bad experience at a government facility. What the heck? Finally got you. I kept telling you this content has been deleted. No, Pierre, I'm so sorry. You have to go back and watch the beginning. It's all big cock up. It's not deleted. This content is here. That link was misused by YouTube. It activated the wrong link when I was trying to do a live stream earlier. So, Johan Rudolph says you are a source of true and honest news and no BS. Well, thank you for that. I'm in North Dakota, currently healing up from an IOD. An IOD. I'm on WSI, and I think I found a flaw in the H-2A program. Mr. Jardin, I don't follow that entirely. Sorry. Mary Duplessis, welcome to you. Good to see you again. Thank you all for all the hard work. YouTube is not easy as people. No, YouTube is not easy, especially when they censor your content and when they don't promote it. Yeah. Because of my unique circumstances. Okay. Evan van Vyk gave a 70 Rand super chat. Thank you for that. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. And your first super chat. Thank you so much. Reg Dodd and Jan Jordan just gave a gift membership to Andre Seeley. Yaku Swanepoel. Oh, injured on duty. Sorry. Injured on duty. The acronym I'm used to is IED, improvised explosive device. Expensive to buy into the U.S. for immigration. Target employment area, which includes rural areas and high employment. The minimum investment is reduced to $800,000. Yeah, that's different. That's a different one. Yep, that's another option. Finally, gotcha. Okay, Pierre Arbon, I'm sorry about that, but there's nothing I can do to tell people to come here. So it just, yeah, so you must have, the only people that are stuck there with that are people that got the link before I go into the groups. And there's the super chat. Thank you for that, Evan. Yeah, so that link isn't out there, so you won't find it on the channel, so you must have followed one of the links from one of the groups, so my apologies for that, but I have no time to go into the groups. I've been one stream to the other stream to the other stream, back to back to back, 3 straight streams, and I had to reset this one, so frustrating for me as well. I saw a funny meme last night about Russia recalling all their troops because Cyril threatened if it doesn't, he's going to send 1,000 SCOP staff. Forget asylum, Biden's gone, you won't get it, and you don't want it. Wait for refugee terms. Well, you can't have asylum unless you're in the United States. You can't apply for asylum unless you're here on a legitimate basis, and then you apply for asylum. Wind Pump says, if a civil war broke out against Afrikaners in South Africa, do you think Trump would intervene? Well, if a civil war targeted Afrikaners, I think it's possible. But if a civil war breaks out in South Africa, I don't think it's going to happen. Marley says, really appreciate your channel, and thank you for being honest. And no BS, there's not a lot of channels like yours. No, there are not a lot of channels like mine. That's why I'm a threat to so many people. That's why I'm a threat to so many people. But you guys have really given me renewed enthusiasm and hope for this. I would really like to pick up the pace and start gaining subscribers again because we're doing so well. I see other channels whose content is good but not outstanding, who soar up to 80, 100,000 or better, and I'm envious of them. I'd love to get to 100,000 so I can get that YouTube 100,000 silver plaque so I can take it over here in the woods, pull out a 12 gauge, and then bring it back and show it to you. After 20 years of free, South Africa faced its worst health crisis 20 years while pouring petrol on a dwindling TB fire, but it's preventable if our government steps up urgently. Yep. World Bank urged South Africa. Yep, that's old news. Very bad experience at ER last Thursday. Felt worse, not better. Misdiagnosed. I'm so sorry to hear that, M. Mining man forced into retirement. Woodworks and welding shop cannot register any business without giving halfway to BE. Yeah, that's not true, Richard, is it? I mean, unless you have a business with more than 50 employees, you don't have to do BE rules, right? Yes, Yolanda, you need to spread the word. Apparently, a lot of people claim that they went to Tucker during that the Aaron Throats interview when it aired, and they commented in chat, I guess. I don't know how that works. But I looked at all the comments below the video after it was over, and I didn't see anybody mentioning my name. But people told me my name was mentioned quite a bit, so... Will there be refugee status for English whites in South Africa? Christy, you must be new. This question's been asked many, many times, and you've deleted your question. But I'll still answer it. We don't know. As I said on the very first night, and I've been consistent behind this since that first night, within a couple hours after Trump released that executive order, and I went live, which started this this pace for me on the 4th of February. Is it the 4th of February? 7th February. Excuse me, 7th February. See, I'm running together now a month ago. It will likely be extended to more than just Afrikaners, or the definition will be expanded. And the State Department put something out on the embassy website in South Africa that said ethnic minorities, but that has not been updated since then. Yes, I was mentioned. Okay, well, cool. Well, wish they'd take note of it. I'm already here in the States. Is there anything I can do to help bring a few friends from South Africa here? It's on them, Troy. There's nothing you can do. You can't sponsor people to come here. You don't have a right to be here. Wait, how are you here in the States? That's the question. If you're here on the H1B or H2A, you can't sponsor people, to my knowledge. No. The only people who can sponsor people, these are lottery winners. I can't even sponsor people to come here. Thank you, Wind Pump. 70 Rand. I appreciate that. Yeah, so, no, if they want refugee status, they have to apply for it where they're allowed to apply for it, and that would be in South Africa. Holden mentioned me and John B. Wells during the interview for South African News. Thank you. There was a 2 chat buttons on the Tucker video. Okay, I didn't see that. Joel Pollack was mentioned once. Really? Okay. Well, thank you for mentioning me, Em. Okay. Yeah, family, if you're a citizen. If you're a citizen, that's correct. And also, Visa lottery winners can do it. They're allowed to do it even without being citizens. It's not fair. They can sponsor like 25 relatives. I can't sponsor anybody. Jan van Driel. I don't even know that story. Where was this soccer? Where did that happen at? All right, Hank, take care. Okay, you're a citizen. All right. Okay, I didn't know that. See, more information. And you were South African and you have family members in South Africa? You can ask the State Department. Well, Richard, you're saying I say 50 employees, but I know South Africans, white South Africans, who have businesses that have less than 50 employees and they're not BE certified and they're functioning just fine. As much as I want Trump to fast track this, he's an obligation to look after Americans first. Yep. Let's adopt. Well, need to go. Okay, have a good day, Arno. We just need to be patient. The guidelines are going to take time. Take me, New York husband, as a tradie, and I would work. What's this? A tradie. Is it better for me to seek asylum from U.S. or go back to South Africa and start refugee program when it opens up? Asylum is very difficult for you right now from South Africa. I'm not aware that we've granted asylum to any South Africans. It would be front page news. Remember the Canadian case with the South African who got asylum and then they stripped him of it later on? If a South African applied for asylum here, it would be front page news somewhere. And I'm not aware of any case. I'm not saying there isn't any, but I'm not aware of any. Maybe it slipped through. No, asylum is difficult. Best case, especially now, they're deporting people. You show up for your court case, and then it gets delayed, and you wait a couple years, and then they come back and say, no, you can't stay, you got to go. Whereas with refugee status, you're here. If the circumstances change, they'll say, well, you got to go back, but they never send people back. Never happens. Hey, Vicky, how's it going? Been tried by a few, never granted. Exactly. Thank you, Arctic. No one's ever gotten asylum status. So my argument too is if you're here, don't apply for asylum. You're just going to cock up your effort at refugee status when you get back to South Africa. The government ever physically audit businesses? I don't know if they do. I'm an orphan. Can someone adopt me? That's a good question. So anyway, wow, you guys are interesting tonight. So let me see something here really quickly. I want to check on something. So yesterday's video did all right, 51,000 views on it, but it's mostly existing subscribers. I got 136 subscribers, which means not many people that weren't subscribers saw it. So, yep. The retention was pretty high. People watched almost the entire video. That's pretty cool. That's exciting to see. Okay, so, yeah, 75% of the video was watched by the audience, yeah, on average. Then I did the Afri Forum one earlier, and that one is not doing particularly well right now. It's a little disappointing. Maybe it's the title. 5,600. That's when I broke the news earlier. So, and then I've got one coming up at 2 o'clock in the morning. So, and that one's about the ANC meeting with Iran. Last case I heard was a guy who came here on H2 for farming, and while he was here, his parents got killed, and they still denied him. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Yep, that sounds familiar. Hey, Ron, I'm a big fan of your opinions and insights, and thank you so much for all you do. Family appreciate. Well, you're very welcome, Ron, and greetings to your family. A family will do in North Dakota. Okay, I used to work for a security firm. Less than 50 people could not apply for government work. Yeah, but that's illegal, Nico. That's not true. They're violating the law. Only firms over 50 employees. Now, I know that they try this crap all the time, where if you're a subcontractor, they say, well, in order for us to be compliant, you have to also be compliant. But that's illegal. It's a farmer on YouTube who has a channel that was granted refugee status in America 12 years ago. No, I'm not buying that for a second. No, I'm not buying that for a second. Maybe he claims he's granted refugee status. No, I'm not going to buy that for a second. Nope. Look, Richard, I'm not saying what's just happening to you isn't happening. I'm just saying what they're doing is illegal. That's not the law. It's not the law. I know business owners in South Africa who are clever about it. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, look, this is horrible. I mean, this is racism of the worst order, and they get away with it, and it needs to stop. All right, Yaku, you got to go to work too. Busy night. Stayed awake for President Trump's speech and still here. It was worthwhile. It was, Loretta. It wasn't worthwhile. That was an amazing speech. Yeah, most likely a change of status on his visa. Yeah, exactly, Arctic. That's probably what it was. Yeah, there's no way it was a refugee thing. Look, people say all kinds of things. Like this guy, Erasmus from Better Enders. is saying that, well, asylum in America. It's not asylum, dingbat. It's not asylum. I wonder if they answer my question. Let me just check my email. I doubt it, but I did send a request to interview those guys. So let's see. So, okay. Hang on. I'm looking to see if I got anything from these guys. I don't see anything yet. What is this? Security control. What is that? Okay. Nothing yet. I'm getting unsolicited. Next season's pass is for ski season. I only went the one time so far. I don't see anything here from these guys. I wrote to them and asked about... interviewing the guy Van Heerden, Skalk Van Heerden. Anyway, I don't see anything there, so doesn't look like they wrote to me. But it's early days, so have to wait and see. All right, so yeah, we're at 52,715 subscribers. It'd be nice if we get 53,000 before I wake up, but I don't know if we're gonna get there. The changing. They're saying it's third phase now, and it's more restrictive. Yeah, I think that's where they're headed, and that's why this is even more insidious than it's been. Alex Nagel, to go on any company's vendor's list, quote, you have to produce your certificate. With no black workers, you only get a level 4. Yeah, there you go. Great to see your raw emotion during Trump's speech. Oh, sorry. Well, thank you for that, Jeremy. No, it was very emotional. Johannes, I'm out. Farm work doesn't end. Yeah, I hear you, brother. That's why I'm not a farmer anymore. So annoyed that he shares the same surname as me, letting my name fell in here and falls down. I haven't interviewed them. I've requested it, so hopefully they'll agree to it. Yep. Well, how do you think Rossi Erasmus feels? Can't wait to go check all the lies mainstream media are going to say. Oh yeah, they're going to wait to see what they say about Trump. Yeah, and if Trump had been conciliatory, they'd have said he's weak. So, they're just useless people. So, do you think Russia would return Edward Snowden? He probably would if we asked for him. Yeah, they'd probably give him up in a heartbeat. That's why you can't betray your country and go live in a fascist country, because they'll just give you up. I think the racial laws are against whites. They're not just against whites, but yes, the big ones suffer. No, it's better enders. They're saying it's a better end rather than a bitter end. Yep. Suzette Hammond. Okay. Gordon von Rensburg. Good morning. I haven't been this excited about life in years. Waiting for my clearance certificate. Do some research when the best place to set up business would be. Depends what your business is. Depends on what labor constraints you've got. Depends on what market you're getting into. Just watch the Trump speech. Did you watch it on my program? Or did you watch it somewhere else, Victor Hugo? They won't accept your invitation for interview. Don't want to be called out for misinformation bullshit. Well, we'll see. We'll see. All I can do is ask, right? And they'll be treated fairly. I'll even offer to do it offline so that I don't have chat. Yep, I do that with my guests. I offered that to Solidarity earlier. Would you like to do it offline? They went on a news pod, really? Wow. Okay. Well, okay. How many viewers does Newspod have now? 80,000, or is it more than that? Newspod. By the way, you guys got me on Newspod because you kept telling Isaac that I need to be on there, and so Isaac contacted me. Newspod. He's got 51,900. I actually got more subscribers than Newspod now. That's crazy. Wow, I didn't realize that. I thought he had 80,000. I was thinking someone else. I have more subscribers than Isaac does. Wow, that's crazy. You guys are killing me. That's incredible. And I'm way behind Citizen Concern and Ronaldo and Morning Shot. And why is the NC hard-headed when they know they were pocketing money aside? I owe. It's off to work I go. Gotcha, Heinrich. Have a good day. Sorry about the typos. Haven't had my coffee yet. Yeah, I hear you. All evil deeds succeed. Okay. Marley says we love you. Well, thank you. I really appreciate you guys too. What have I seen yesterday from Ronaldo's video? Be careful, the bitter enders. And they're not bitter enders. Huge difference. I didn't say they were bitter enders. I said they're better enders. Suppose you'll speak on the Trump speech tomorrow night on Common Sense Conservatives. Yeah, I'll probably talk about it tomorrow at my news broadcast, the lunchtime one. Yeah, was it FMB Stadium fans breached? Okay, thank you. Security struggled to maintain. FMB, the one in Soweto? Well, probably covered it up. Yeah, they're a Christian group. That's why I would treat them fairly. But the guy, I don't want to talk to the Erasmus guy. I want to talk to Skulk van Heerden. That's who I asked to speak to. So I listened to him on a broadcast. It was a fellowship thing. Seemed like a reasonable person. And I don't know that they have evil intent. Just because they disagree with what many people here might want doesn't mean they're not worth talking to. So anyway. If the ANC scraps BE, ANC is done. MK and EFF will swallow them whole. Look for the racists. Yeah, exactly. So they can't just get rid of it. The best they could do is reduce it, the impact of it, and hold on, and then eventually try to get rid of it again when others are stronger. But yeah. Anyway, so forget it, says Hard. Yeah, just forget it, man. It's not going to happen. Get to the chopper. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but it's getting cold in here. Temperature change? No, it's just 21. It's not 21 in here. That thing lies. I've just got chills all over. It's getting cold here. It is 12:30, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Okay. Oh, that's charged. Okay, I want to charge up my earpiece, but apparently it's charged. So there we go. Cool beans. I don't have to charge it tonight. All right. Okay, if you fall under minority states, you will fall under P2, and Trump team will have to be in office more than 3 months. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about there. Anyway, how are we doing here? 289 people, 330 likes, a little bit of super chat revenue, some new members, 1 on their own volition, 10 were gifts. Thank you for that. I think it's here being cannibalized by EFF anyway. No, they're not. No. They're being cannibalized by MK. EFF is dying. They're dying. People are fleeing. And even MK now, people are just walking away from MK. So we don't really know where those voters are going right now, but they're definitely leaving the ANC. They're just not going anywhere else. If you're on Newspot, Chris, you're going to give them more subscribers. I was on Newspot. Yeah, now maybe, but I had fewer subscribers when I went on there. Placing one evil with another. Yep. ANC can't strike the balance between civil and bloodthirsty enough for a voter base. They don't know who their base is anymore. Agreed. Wish I lived long enough to have a president I could feel the same patriotism I saw on your face during Trump's speech. Oh, yeah, it was incredible. Incredible. The DA is bargaining on the fact that the election 2028, there'll be no more EFF and MK. Well, those two organizations are falling apart, but those people are going to go somewhere, whether it's a new party or whatever. We'll see. And it's a huge assumption that Jacob Zuma will still be alive then, or he can even walk and chew gum, you know. So without Jacob Zuma, the Vanity Project ends. Without Joseph Malema, the Vanity Project ends. So Trump doesn't buy the ANC's propaganda. Well, it's a good title. I should have used that. I've been saying that for weeks. What would you, South Africa's ultimate goal? Okay, I can't answer your question when you delete your question. I tried to read it. You deleted it before I could get to it, John James. No, they're not stupid. They need a minority, so they have someone to blame. Exactly. Yep. All right, we're going to wrap it up here, folks. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button. I'll be back evening for South Africans and late morning or noontime for us here on this side. I agree, missed a good speech. He did. A child in the Secret Service. All right. Be sure to hit the like button, folks. 334 likes. We could have done better than that. Go back and watch my interview with Jaco Kleinhans. That's the short one. It's only about 20 minutes long. And if you want, you can watch the Trump one as well. Also, I've got a video dropping here in 1 hour. In 1 hour, I think, is when it's due to come out. Let me take a look and see. That one's about the ANC and the, let me just double check the time. I think it's 2 o'clock. It's a short one. It's only 4 minutes. It doesn't, what's details? Where the hell's it at? It doesn't tell me when it's on. I think it's set for, it's scheduled for, let me see this. Tell me when. Oh, 1:30. It'll be on 30 minutes. 30 minutes. You don't have to wait an hour. So let me see if I got to fix this because I haven't redirected you guys to this because I had to reset this thing. So customization, redirect. Oh, no live or upcoming. What? Huh. It says that video's not there. What kind of crap is that? YouTube, you're playing nasty games with me here. Trying to redirect you to my prepared video. Anyway, there's one coming up in half an hour, so you can watch that one, okay? Thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate it. Have a good night. God bless, and thanks for being here. Awesome. Cheers.